results here. Eliana, the latest polls already showing Hillary Clinton is taking a hit from this email controversy. Do you agree with that? Because there's a debate among her supporters.
Absolutely. Well, what I think you've seen happen, and you've seen it happen to a couple of previous presidents, is that she's been tagged as dishonest, untrustworthy in the American mind. And once you get tagged as that, it's very difficult to shed that label. And that's happened to a couple of previous presidents. It happened to Richard Nixon and it happened to Bill Clinton. They were Tricky Dick and Slick Willie. And that, I think that's what's dragging her down in the polls. And that's why you're seeing Joe Biden contemplate a run. That's why you're seeing Bernie Sanders surge. And, you know, Barack Obama ran on bringing bipartisanship to Washington and on cleaning up the place, bringing out the lobbyists. Nobody is going to say, oh, let's elect Hillary Clinton. She's going to come in and clean up Washington and bring a new era of bipartisanship. Right, exactly.
She's going to help us how to make $100,000 from $3,000 in the cattle market.
Yeah. That would help her these days, given her current situation.
You know, that poll that came out the other day, that the first three words that describe Hillary, what was it?
Liar, untrustworthy, and I can't remember.
One of them was, true. I think, unutterable on television. So
it's all true.
Yeah.
Point being, though, that she brings this, though, she's trying to run for president. Slick Willie and Tricky Dick Nixon, they earned those monikers when they were in office, right? But she brings this and is trying to run for the presidency, knowing this. And again, once again, proved that she did not have that email account for convenience. But it's going to take something much bigger to blow up in her face beyond what we got from these emails. Maybe we'll find out more from them.
Meanwhile, the piece that you wrote, which was at the top of Judge yesterday, you were also writing that big donors are still hoping Mitt Romney will enter the race. What are you hearing in terms of Mitt Romney, and do you expect him to throw his hat in the ring?
You know, I think it's unlikely that Romney will jump in the race, maybe impossible, but I really think it does speak to the absolute chaos on the Republican side and how much it's absolutely undoing the Republican establishment. We have outsiders at the very top of the polls, and right now, the political candidates, Jeb Bush, Scott Walker, Marco Rubio, their approach has been not to engage with these people, and right now, it's simply not working.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable when you look at what's going on in terms of the outrage on the part of the people.
Well, I mean, the people, I think, are tired.
Yeah,
I think are tired.
They do not want the establishment.
And it's everything goes back to, well, you're not part of the establishment, so you can't be the president. I mean, why can't you? Why can't somebody from the outside step in? I don't, you know.
Well, I think that's what people are waiting for, is some engagement on the part of these political candidates with the outsiders, and we haven't seen that yet. None of them have engaged with these candidates who are surging, whether it be Donald Trump or Ben Carson, and make the case about why they're actually better qualified to be president. We've seen Jeb Bush come back at Donald Trump and say, oh, you're not ideologically conservative, or you gave more money to Democrats than Republicans. I don't know if he's noticed, but Donald Trump's supporters aren't actually supporting him because he's ideologically consistent. And so we haven't really seen people come back at them with regard to the arguments that they're actually making to the American people.
Mm-hmm. I just want to know when you recognize that the United States is a business and a corporation and not something that, you know, we have to worry about the whole political system.
Though. It's not.
It should be, though.
Right. No, well, you can't go in as president and just start randomly firing people, which people seem to think Donald Trump's going to be able to do. He has to contend with people who are elected to office. You got to get along. You got to make do. There's not a doggone thing you can do about it.
That's true, but that
you don't like the Speaker of the House?
Tough. Well, that's true.
Right. It's not the reality show.